All right, welcome back. Well then, here we are, game number 2 coming at us here, and team's clearly just ready to move on. Obviously, Sync making a statement there too of just what's done is done. Let's move on to game number 2, see if we can get that third game coming up around the corner here. But it starts here. Complexity, meanwhile, trying to secure their spot in the grand finals, which pretty big deal here. So we'll see how that happens. Complexity already with their second pick even coming out. I'm joined by Shortcom once again as my co-caster. So let's get right into it. Wild Soul Tremble, Puppet Master, and Warbeast the band. So a little bit of a reaction to last game, you could say. I mean, Formless taking out Puppet Master and then Zlap taking out Warbeast. Instead, though, we see heroes like, well, we got a Midas, but then into a Parasite and now a Riptide coming out.
Yep.
Riptide was banned the first game.
But I know Zlapt wants to go to the Twitch party. I mean, he said it in the earlier game.
He does.
I think he's sitting at DreamHack playing.
Yeah, I saw that actually. I didn't
He
even know
was
that was
streaming.
happening. Yeah, he's kind of. I think he might have even been at the little Han booth that we have there, with a couple of guys. So that's pretty cool that took place. But yeah, I know he's from that area, so we have several Han people that are
Similar to Snorri.
Snowy lives right there. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be there and having a good time too. But wants to get to the Twitch party, so wants to keep it moving here.
I remember last time during the Twitch party, I was the one casting the grand finals. Man, that lasted so long into the night. Unbelievable.
It was worth it though, man. Those are great grand finals. They really were. But yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate at the same time. It did kind of drag on, but man, welcome to those events. That's that happens at a lot of them actually. So
it was my first DreamHack ever, so
yeah,
I couldn't complain.
Yeah, it was a great time. Definitely a good time. Perhaps in the future again. Didn't go to this one obviously, but we got Han Tour here, so we got online. All right, so it finishes with Cthulhu Font and Pebbles. What we got here, but you made it clear you're not a huge fan of Cthulhu Font, but Complexity is. I mean, they've picked it up plenty of times.
If they lose now, then well, there you go.
that's a scapegoat.
That's it. Yeah.
Just
pretty much
blame the elephant.
We'll just have to wait and see. It doesn't matter what Sync does. If they win, it's because of Cthulhu Font.
Well, Sync has Behemoth, so
yeah. But I mean, we proved in the last series that Behemoth is still a force to be reckoned with when he gets his PK.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Complexity does like their elephant. It will usually only come when there's a Parasite, like I said. If there's not a Parasite in the game, then I'm 100% with you, absolutely. It's just not a hero you pick up. But Parasite at least gives it a little something, and enough for Complexity here.
But I just like it being ran suicide more. In the woods, I just feel it's not very strong.
Yeah.
Because you're so tanky, you have an escape, and you're able to deny farm for the carry. What's better?
That's true, yeah. Well, what about like a Plague Rider then? It seems like you like this idea of denying.
Yeah, but Cthulhu Font does it better than Plague Rider, as weird as it sounds.
Huh.
Hook him, cooldown 25 seconds. Plague Rider, who, was pretty much in the game. Like, people played it because of that. He was such a strong suicide hero because he could keep lane control like that. But the cooldown of Extinguish decreases per level, so you start off with, like, what is it? I think 50 seconds, then it goes to 45, 40, and then 35. So at level 3, Cthulhu Font is more effective at it than when Plague Rider has Extinguish maxed. So it feels like.
But at the same time, I feel like if you're doing it for that aspect, Plague Rider's bringing more to the party in the eventual game, where Cthulhu Font's just kind of a stun and that's it.
If you have the team for it. Cthulhu Font can act as a wall as well. He can be the frontliner. He can be there auto-attacking the tower. People have to go through Cthulhu Font before they get there. But Plague Rider, he's very fantastic versus physical-based teams because the new Cursed Shield, hitting everyone and stuff. And, I mean, the Plague Carrier, I'm sorry, it's too slow. The only way it's going to hit everything is when it's like a Tempest Ultimate or, yeah.
You need some combo to really take
Keeper.
advantage of it, yeah.
But we've seen so little Tempest and no Keeper at all, so it's, yeah.
That's so weird. You're right, though. Those heroes, the big AoE. I mean, we still have AoE, obviously. It's just kind of different a little bit.
Behemoth.
Magnus is always there, really. So
even the Riptide Ultimate, if anything.
Yeah, Riptide, Again, speaking of, and we do see him here. He's going to be in the hands of Fuzzy Sloth, I'm sure, and kind of going back a little more traditional of complexity as they even go Sandwraith now on top of that. This is going to give them a lot of just catch potential here to kind of jump you quickly and take you out quickly more so.
Yeah. I mean, the Sandwraith is fantastic versus Behemoth. But did they ban Cersei?
He is not banned. She is still there, so yeah, that's a possibility. They still need their, well, maybe not anymore.
Why didn't they go Cersei? I guess they're going for the early game because they still haven't picked a carry yet. They could pick a very active carry, maybe even Soul Stealer, and just get a PK on Soul Stealer and blow them up.
That, a Wretched Hag comes to mind. Yeah, there's definitely some earlier game carries that it seems like it could. Oh, you know what? Kronos
What?
is as it echoes back to that. He can be somewhat of an active.
But I think Kronos is like ultimate late game. If you think about it, that ultimate is so good. That ultimate is so fantastic late game. In the early game, he doesn't do enough. He doesn't do enough damage. He has a leap, which is nice, but it's not enough damage. Plus, his E is very, very unreliable now.
Yeah.
When I think of early carries, let's see. Like Soul Stealer can carry into the late game as well, but yeah, I just was mentioning him for the boom factor. But yeah, as you said, a Hag. I mean, even a Parallax could work, or
Hakon's blade is overcompensation.
not versus a Moira, at least.
Not anymore.
Parallax's ulti stops when Moira uses Mana Sunder, so then the ulti goes on cooldown. Because you technically have no mana, whereas if you get silenced as Parallax, the ultimate does not stop and it does not go on cooldown. It just is inactive for the duration of the silence.
Interesting. So, yeah, that's even more Rito Mora's powerful against him. True.
Yep. Is Pyro carry and then Cersei support? Please do it. Nope. Malakin, also a great hero. There. They just want to group up and fight when he has that Insanitarius and Shuriken, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Then they are really strong. I can imagine a Puzzle Box 3 at that point as well as a PK on both Pebbles and Behemoth.
Oh, they misclicked apparently.
Can we get Magebane instead?
Magebane.
That's pretty far away.
Yeah, that is pretty far away.
Let's get it on.
I mean, I'm kind of with Love there. It's like, how do you misclick that? It's like literally the other corner. But it's possibly. I'm sure they're gonna remake. Like, it's just a case of these are obviously two chill teams, and not gonna make it an issue. But that's just kind of funny. So, I mean, maybe it was a misclick, but that's a really odd misclick.
The lobby's still up and everything.
The Hunter lobby. Okay.
Yeah.
Get back into it here. There we go. So yeah, we'll wait for them to ready up. Then going back.
If they want to.
Hopefully they do it. Will be captain's pick, but these are usually pretty good at making that pretty quick here. So they go Magebane instead, which yeah is interesting to me because as you're just saying, I mean, it seems like their team was built around wanting to be active and wanting to be somewhat of an earlier game team, but that changes it a bit. And now it's more of a 4-1 strat. I
get the feeling though that if Sandwraith gets the farm for it, if Magebane and Sandwraith have, a similar game, then Sandwraith is going to take the game away by pretty much killing Behemoth and Pebbles before they get anything off.
Yeah.
With a resto, what they do with that. Are you loading into the game?
It's attempting to at least. It might fail.
Yeah, there we go.
It sometimes fails for the spectators who just rejoin, but okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right then.
So yeah, they changed it up, but as you're pointing out, you're not even confident that's necessarily going to even work.
I love these bands.
Yeah, it's always amusing. Now Amun-Ra, that is. It happens to be a hero we've actually seen a couple of times, which is weird.
Yeah.
Alright.
And this complexity is picking in the order of their players.
Yeah, being smart about it, yeah. Going quick here, though. Again, this is our winner bracket finals here, guys. The winner of this going to the grand finals. Pull out the brackets real quickly. Loser of this will play Bad Monkey Gaming. Both of those matches, of course, set to happen tomorrow in best of 3 series.
How do you... Okay. How do you find Elonia and not Midgetrain? I forgot that was a hero.
I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't a misclick. I'm sure it was just a kind of last second. He was like, no way, we should get Mage Bait, and they kind of changed their mind. But
Yeah. I don't know anything about Love, by the way. Where did he come from? Did he play in any teams before? Or
I don't think so. I think he was kind of I think he's always kind of just been a North American TMMer, and he kind of just eventually was found by them. You know, obviously they had their former fifth of Rusher at the time.
Rusher
Baba Ganoush.
or Baba Ganoush.
Yeah. And eventually got to a point where with him moving and everything, it just wasn't going to work. And I don't know if he was kind of friends with them before. I think he might have been a little bit, but yeah, I actually co-cast with him a little bit too when I did that competition. He was actually one of my co-casters, the top 8 that I had. He was in there.
Really?
So yeah, I believe so. Stu?
No.
Stu was his name, I want to
It's
say?
Stu?
I think so.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
That's Stu?
Maybe. See, now you're making me second guess myself when I wouldn't before. But why? Why is that surprising?
Stu plays carry, doesn't he?
I don't know. I don't know the guy. Well, he's playing support here. I think I might be wrong then, but I thought that was him. I really did.
I don't know anymore.
I got the Skype. And
I want to check now. What's his Skype? I think I had his Skype. I must have his Skype.
well, whatever.
Like Stu Artifa. Stu.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe not.
I want to ask him now. Okay, fair enough. I really want to ask him though.
Hold on. I'm like confirming this now.
Anyways,
this is Artifa. It is Artifa. Yeah, 100%.
It is?
I just double checked on the Skype logs. Yeah, that's Artifa.
Oh my god. Wow.
There you
Okay. Anyways, it's a dual mid, Pebbles Pyromancer. This is like Mickey Insania stuff, man.
Yeah, this is Sync's kind of been doing this. We've mentioned this. How it seems like they're almost like Zlap is kind of going a little old school here, drafting lineups for what they were known for doing in season 3 especially. So yeah, kind of busting that out here. I'm sending Macera, of course, in the Pebbles. Serenia playing the Pyromancer. Kazu playing his Behemoth though. He gets Behemoth here. Although I guess that's not something he really played a whole lot as Suicide. That was kind of starting to come up near the end of when he eventually moved on here, but still kind of fits.
I mean, if Sync managed to keep lane control, then Riptide would have been in trouble. But I mean, he's just having a chill time right now.
That's pretty hard to do though in the middle lane, right? As far as lane control goes, it's not like the top or the bottom.
No, but it's still possible to a certain extent.
Like, so how would it's just hard denying, really?
Yeah, pretty much, and you have 2 heroes to do it with. I mean, we saw it in the game where it was Midas, or no, we saw it in the last series with BMG when Swiftblade, different guy, was being pretty much held out of lane the entire time by the Rhapsody.
Okay,
Yeah. Behemoth is mid, gonna get scouted out by the Elephant.
He was sitting there for a little bit, but Riptide never really went far enough, so doesn't come through. But again, this goes back to Behemoth, how he's going to need to really try to find some usefulness here in this earlier game. But for now, he's having trouble with that. You even got Mora still sitting down here. Could you argue that Mora might be better off going mid to now protect Riptide now that Samwraith is level 3, especially just having a great time down here, or is it still worth keeping him?
Well, do you want Moira to get some levels preferably? I mean, now he has the Ephemeral Forge. Okay, Riptide's just gonna farm woods. Alright.
Interesting. That's not something you usually think with Riptide, but
Yeah, I
it is
agree.
here, yeah.
I mean, why not? He's getting something out of it. Is he getting more farm than he would in mid? Probably.
True. No, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, who can really stand versus Pebbles Pyro? That's a lot of damage, and Behemoth is also sitting middle, so There's a lot of things to be scared of, at least.
Yeah, which actually really, cause you got to think that they picked this Pyro Pebbles, especially figuring that they were going to be against a Riptide, and that would be their way to kind of keep them in check. But it's kind of, not necessarily backfiring, but Complexity has found a good way around that with, again, kind of jungling here now.
But I mean, look at top lane.
Midas winning.
Haxorn is not having a good time.
Yeah, he is definitely winning. 17-6 and 9-0 Magebane here. Wow. Again, though, I guess that's not surprising. It is a solo versus solo, really. I mean, Parasite sure is here, but even if he catches Midas, is Magebane going to be able to assist a lot? I guess the mana combustion could be decent, but... Oh, middle lane, they're going to go for it. Never mind. Behemoth was striding in as if he was, but...
Oh, top lane now, though.
Oh, yeah, Parasite's here now. So this is what I'm talking about, though. It's like, what does this really do? Can't really get a kill.
There's still a health bot. I guess he's just showing his face to make Oscar feel a bit wary, or to be a bit more wary about what he's doing. But I mean, Oscar is just having a fantastic time, I think. 290 gold per minute, and on the other side you have Magebane with 190.
Yeah. He's doing fantastic here for sure. Pebbles, though, also doing fantastic. Again, kind of as expected, really. Massera,
Okay,
360 GP.
top lane.
They're going for it again.
Behemoth is here.
There's that fissure.
With the block.
There you go. That should be
Yeah,
an easy kill
that's
now.
enough. At least give it to Magebane. Yep. And he's up to 310 GPM immediately.
All right, well, they finally come through. Took a little bit of time here, but good job by Sync. And Behemoth being of use now. Just to jump the top lane. Now it's, again, where does he keep going from here? Meanwhile, though, Sandwraith is doing his part at the bottom. Again, he's literally free farming right now, 340 gold per minute. 32 and 13 creep farm here in that middle. Going to be going to Mockery Brilliance, I'm sure. I don't know if we've really seen Formless play it a whole lot. I know we've been seeing Sandwraith in general a bit, but it feels like Complexity's not a team that has been picking it up. But I assume
Didn't they have the game where he ported into the enemy's base in order to kill the Cersei?
Oh, was that one of the games there recently? Actually, I think
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, because it was a really long game.
Where they ended up winning the game because Cersei didn't manage to get any ultis off anymore. Because he just jumped him every single time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so I guess maybe they do. Point is, probably should expect a Mocker Brilliance here.
Mock into Resto.
Yep.
It's just so powerful. It really is. Like I was saying it before as well with the Solomon actually, how it actually gives 42 attack damage and stuff, and some attack speed, and just allows you to farm a bit because you get that insane mana pool, and you can just spam your Q with Sandwraith, and with Solomon, of course, everything else.
Definitely a game, though, of both carries getting their free farm now. Obviously, Magebane, it's opened up for him ever since they were able to take out Midas right here. See, Midas is striding back towards the top lane. Does have a haste rune bottled up. But there's a level 6 Parasite nearby, and Behemoth, again, he's kind of doing his jungle thing here. Yeah,
Is Midas still in trouble, though? He's not using his haste. And it's probably because Lapt is level 6.
Exactly, yeah. Does not want to get it stolen with that haste, so with the face hug, so that's a smart move there by Oscar, not to panic there. And he's more than fine, but yeah, I guess, I don't know, it feels kind of weird, but it's not surprising that we're not going to have a whole lot of action here at 7 minutes in, but at the same time, it's gonna start picking up. I mean, now that these level 6s are starting to take place here, you would think that, of course, that's where it starts to be prime time as usual.
I'm more looking at the mid lane, if anything. Once Pebbles starts to want to go with the Pyromancer and the Behemoth and Parasite, that's when it's going to really pick up. I mean, you see this. He wants to toss in the Minotaur, I think.
Combo there. But Minotaur, Parasite, he's going back. He does have a Stealth Hunter over here. He could pick up, but he's choosing not to, actually.
He is not level 7, though, so the Minotaur is going to slowly die.
Oh, yeah. God, remember when it regen life at level 4?
Oh, yeah, I love those times.
Fantastic times.
That was fun. I still think they should have never changed the region and just made it so that he can't go into ballistas.
Pebbles in trouble here. The Eye of the Storm to kick it off in the face, and then the easy follow-up. In fact, Pyromancer also in trouble. He goes down. Parasite now
Yep.
also in trouble. He face like he's just trying to live, though. He actually
Haste.
steals the haste rune, so that will
Yeah.
do it. But 2 kills
Like-
prior to it.
Look at this though. Riptide has steam boots. Like, how did he manage to get this farm?
Mhm.
That was before the fight as well, and I mean, I think he's gonna pick up a bottle.
Well, he has enough for it now if he wants to.
I mean, he needs somewhere to regen mana.
You know what he is going to go, probably? Alk Bones. Fuzzy Sloth likes going Alk Bones on Riptide, and he is going up against a Parasite.
Why not?
So why not here? Yeah, it's like pretty much perfect in this case.
I mean, I've made mentions of it, how it doesn't take up more space, yet you get more farm. That's great.
Mm-hmm. He actually goes Ring of the Teacher, though, first. Interesting. It's going to be his mana regen here, and I guess the eventual Abyssal Skull. This is a pretty good team for that. You got Sandwraith as well, and then, of course, Cthulhuphon even, so...
Cthulhuphon is going, okay, he's not going that much build up, but I want to see him get a PK early on. Like, really early on, so that they can stop Pebbles from getting one. Because Pebbles right now, he's not farming at all. And it shows. He's 315 GPM, which, you know, in a free farm lane is not really what you want.
Yeah, it's not that good. No, yeah, I mean, they definitely set it up initially for him to have a pretty early portal key here, and as you're pointing out, that's not necessarily coming as fast as they would definitely hope for. He did get the Blood Chalice and the Power Supply first, so a little bit of greedy there, you could say, but you would think now portal key is going to be next in line. It is interesting to see both. Is there a bottle in this game? Okay, yeah, no, the Legion team has a couple,
Midas
actually. Midas and
and
Cthulhuphon. But the Hellborn team doesn't have a single bottle.
Are they going to go middle? There's a DD now on Riptide. Oh, Pyromancer? Do they have vision of that? That's such a... Like, Serenia just insta-dies.
They will if as soon as he goes over here. Yeah, he gets the illusion, but I don't know if they're going to go. Meanwhile, bottom lane, that's because they're focused down here. Behemoth gets caught, and he goes down. So he was just going for rune control. Unfortunately, he dies and doesn't even get the refreshment rune. Illusions were at least picked up by Pyro now. He's going to try to bait out something, but they saw him pick it up, so
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious here. Yeah, that's... Gee, I'm just trying to kill you.
I mean, I even think he can go on Pebbles.
And not be
Well,
too
maybe
worried.
not if he times the stun
Yeah.
to be around it as he... Well, you know, with Riptide, you can always try to, like, dodge the initial response and then go back around and hit him.
That's true. Yeah, you can't be stunned while you're doing your thing, so...
While you're doing your thing.
The Mario Party.
Yeah,
like he
the
calls it.
Mario Party. Why do they call him Mario Party?
I guess it's just... I don't know. I don't really even know. I think it just had something to do with, like, I guess the game Mario Party, you just press a lot of buttons and it's a lot of just about moving in circles or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, yeah. I love that game, man. Played it so
I
much
love
as a
it too,
kid.
yeah. Fantastic
That's something that Nintendo always got right. They got these games which, you know, might not graphically look the best or, you know, feel the best when you play, but they're just so goddamn fun.
Nah, great party games for sure.
Yeah.
A group of people. But yeah, not gonna use the Mario Party just yet. Gonna sit on 1,200 gold and just bought something actually with that gold, so we'll see what that.
Look at Formless though. 12-minute sort of the high, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's really fast.
Yeah, free farming down here once again, and obviously he's even 2-0-1 here.
I think it's because of the. I think it's because of Pebbles not having his PK quickly enough that they can't stop him. Like, how are they going to stop him? They don't have enough damage, and Moira's been sitting down here the entire game. Except for when they went on middle, but no, that was with the illusion. So yeah, Sandwraith and Moira have been here the entire game. So, of course, you could argue, should Moira have moved middle? Probably not, because Riptide apparently did well enough alone. 290 gold per minute now.
Oh no, yeah. With the hindsight now, yeah, I think it's safe to say it was smart to stay down there and just get some levels herself and make sure Sandwraith stays alive. This definitely goes back to the Mage Bane pick though a little bit. Again, what essentially wasn't a Mage Bane pick initially, and they were able to get a remake to get that pick there. Or if they actually went the Malikan, which they clearly were thinking about, you got to wonder if that really would have been the better choice here. It seems like,
Yeah.
by now he would have had at least seen Sanitarius and, on his way
Maybe.
to Whispering Hell.
He was
possibly,
1v1 versus a Midas.
yeah, obviously, yeah. We can't sit here and say things would have been exactly the same. You are right, but it's,
Also, I mean, I think Magebane is doing a fine job. 420 gold per minute. I mean, he's only a little bit behind Sandwraith with only 1 kill.
But how is
Of
that
course,
going
like-
to translate here now? With the
Yeah.
receiver? And he's going to need a lot more time to be, involved.
He pretty much just needs to dodge everything. The Hellborn side just needs to dodge, get farm, and split push with Magebane.
Sandwraith? Where's he gone? Just scouted. Didn't really have a
That-
good option there. So just continues to farm the bottom lane. Middle, that's just an illusion, but they're going to see Pebbles sneaking around. So you can tell Sync is trying to make some plays now. Messera with that portal key. Unfortunately,
Stunned
they're
him.
seen though. They're not going to get anything.
You know, it was weird, by the way. I don't know if it was last game, or last series, but someone was playing the Moira, and he didn't actually max the stun. He was maxing Ephemeral Forge. And
Really?
I really don't know why you'd do that. I mean, stun duration would seem to be key, in my opinion, and damage as well. I mean, it's nice to have longer Ephemeral Forge, but I really think that the Shards of Hearken just scales so much better.
Probably do.
Oh.
Riptide, by the way, you found Magebane here. Silence coming out. Is it follow-up in time? Yes, it is.
Yes,
They
wow.
get here. Yeah, he can lock you down for a good portion by a little bit of time there.
And the mock is up, and Fuzzy Sloth is actually going for an Abyssal. He just bought it.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
When we were arguing, they do have 3 melees. Cthulhu, Riptide, and
No, yeah,
Sandwraith.
it's great pick. It is a little surprising to see it first. Riptide doesn't seem like an Abyssal Skull hero first, but
Yeah, not at all. But if he just continues to set up kills like what he just did, then it's not an issue.
yeah. Very true, but killing Magebane, he did just get the Rune Cleaver, but still going to keep him in check now. And going to push out the top tower here. They just lost their bottom tower, of course, so that's where it's good for Sync, but overall complexity about a 3,000 gold lead and a 4,600 experience, and of course the Mocker Brilliance on Sandwraith going to continue to do more and more work. Riptide does buy a Gloves of the Swift as well. That's finishing.
So in Sanitarius,
I'm thinking the Aqua.
I'm assuming. Oh yeah, what am I saying? Well, I think both are possible.
Well, they're possible, definitely, but just for the history, I know he has gone Alkpo in several games, so that's what I would guess. He's going to the side shop here. Okay, just some Mystic Investments.
You want him to pick up another glove of the Swift?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So still not sure. That would be
Let's
my
see
guess.
Parasite though. I'm curious to see what his postbox level is because he doesn't have assist, and I mean, he has only 280 gold per minute. So yeah, that postbox is level 1 only, which surprises me, to be honest. I expect him to have more. He hasn't been the most active.
Especially for not dying at all, yeah. It just seems like he really just hasn't been able to get the farm that he was looking for, I guess. I mean, maybe it was a case. I know there was a couple times he was trying to set up ganks in the middle lane, and Riptide was just playing it too defensive. He just never really could get in there. So maybe it was a little bit too much time spent trying to make those kills happen rather than just simply farming. Kind of that caught in between type of deal. Middle lane, by the way. Behemoth could be in trouble here. Nope, never mind. They want this
Tower's
tower,
in trouble though.
It is low. There's the illusion. Here we go, the Eye of the Storm.
And Mario Party.
Okay, Mario Party. They're looking. Pebbles, uh-oh. Pebbles and Parasite, actually. Over here as well.
Oh, nice.
There's Sandwraith.
That's a fantastic ultimate.
That's a great
He still
combo
can't
there,
portal
too.
key. Yeah. I mean, Sandwraith counters Riptide in the same way though. If he ultis, then the ulti gets cancelled.
It's pretty brutal. Yeah, I know. We've talked about that before. It's pretty funny, actually. But yeah, no, they're on the same team here in this case. In fact, Parasite gets caught, by the way, by Cthulhu Fly. You see the hook him, immediately takes him out. He's trying to block him, buy time for Sandwraith to get here, but oh, there doesn't. Oh, it's not going to hit. It does. Is it enough for
It's
the
on it.
actual kill? It's going to be. Oh,
All
sweet
right.
time. Nice. Oh. Anyways.
Yeah, once Sandwraith gets that mock, he's just so annoying to deal with. At any point in time, your PK gets cancelled, and you're just like in Pebbles' case, he can't get away from that.
Yeah.
He has no escapability, nothing, and with the constant AoE damage, it's just yeah. It doesn't look like he's going for a tablet, I think.
For who are we talking about? The Pebbles?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, with the major totem. Huh.
and Alchemist Bones on Riptide.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Well, I mean, tablet's never really bad, but I think actually he shrunk it himself. Kind of
Yeah.
makes sense here. Well, there's the Alchemist Bones. Yep, on Riptide just finished. We mentioned there. So now, even with the puzzle box level 2 on Parasite, soon to be 3, he's now going to have a Hook'em and an Alchemist Bones to deal with, so it's maybe not going to be as valuable as he's hoped for. Still worth getting, though, at least in his mind.
But now Formless is not choosing to go for the Resto Stone, which I honestly expected. I like it so much now.
Bottom
I
lane,
used
by
to
the
be
way.
so skeptical. Yeah,
Midas.
using the Behemoth PK.
Yep. But yeah, he just feels the go-to. It's too good to pass up.
It just does so much damage in the ultimate, and I mean it's not a bad farming item because he's actually able to just have mana all the time.
Yeah, it goes back to what you said earlier, too. It's not like Resto Stone. I think people do overlook that a little bit. Resto Stone does more than just simply reset your abilities. It does provide a lot of stats for you, including damage, including the regen, which I guess Samus isn't too concerned about. But the damage is the biggest thing, and just raw stats as well from the Blessed Orb. So it really does seem like it actually is a bit of a carry tool, more so than people give it credit for. And Sandwraith is kind of that perfect hero for it, being that his ultimate is so powerful. But with that said, he goes the Firebrand. I mean, this is, you could almost say, maybe not traditional, but a little more old school would be a better way to put it. The Geos possibly to come here and, just really
Even a
amping
Frostburn.
the illusions. Or, yeah, full Frostburn. Sure.
Dawnbringer. I mean, just chase down the Mage Bane. Make him not be able to do anything in fights because the moment he goes on you, you just chase him away. Oh, okay. Void Talisman on Pebbles.
Oh.
I still don't like that though. There's the magic damage. Okay, Mario Party.
Yeah, go on top. There's Sandwraith again. He just makes it so they can't. That was interesting because Riptide was about to go in, and then he just sat in the trees right here,
Yeah.
waiting for
Why not?
Sandwraith to prevent the portal key of Behemoth. And then easy kill.
Preventing the portal key of Pebbles as well. I mean, they were baiting
That
that,
too.
and then they can't respond because of the portal key, because of the Sandwraith.
Okay, that too, yeah. Yeah, just playing it very smart again. Yeah, Complexity, again, they really are deserving right now of their success. They are playing very, very well, to say the least. And I felt like we said that several times in the group stages as well.
Fuzzy Sloth is just doing so well as well. He's constantly farming, keeping it up. I mean, and they pretty much have decided Riptide farms dangerously. Then they have Oscar in the bottom lane pushing it out. Sandwraith in the jungle just constantly farming that. It's like they split up the map really, really well. Cthulhufun's not getting too much farm, but I mean he got his portal key.
Yeah, the Sackstone, the portal key is bringing enough right here for sure.
If they could allow Love to get a portal key as well, it's that'll be the best part. I'm just gonna call him Artifa. If Artifa just gets a portal key now, that'd be the greatest thing.
Yeah, this Void Talisman really is just throwing me off, and it's like it's so, even mentioning the shrunken head would be good here, and yet he gets an item that's kind of the opposite of that. It stops physical, which sure, Sandwraith that's good against, and I guess Riptide a little bit, but there's just so much AoE, so much magic damage, and preventing himself from
bottom lane.
auto-attacking as well is pretty brutal. Bottom lane, they're going to jump Mage Bane. TPs are coming in, Cthulhu hits the stun. Here's the counter shockwave, though. They were baiting this, trying for this to happen, and it works. Riptide and Cthulhu go down, but now more are here for Complexity. They're going to at least get Behemoth, possibly more. Pyromancer and Pebble still in trouble. Here comes a face hug from Parasite Arcane Vortex. Nope. Sandwraith's going to stay out of that. Pebble's thinking about going back in, though, by the way. You see Midas Running back, gets caught by this alive with that mana rift. Did
what
a
an ulti.
lot of work right there. And a 4-man kill. It's possibly going to be a genocide here. It's definitely going to be a genocide and the tower kill. Holy freaking moly.
Okay,
What on earth happened?
I'm calling out Formless right there for not using his ultimate.
He,
Like, Midas portal keyed in to go on Mage Bane, and he didn't use his ultimate to stop any of the portal keys.
oh,
Behemoth could have ulted the ground.
yeah, that's a good point actually, yeah.
That was way too risky, and I don't know what happened to Fuzzy Sloth, but I think he got blown up by Behemoth.
Yep, no, it was the shockwave. Yeah, you're right. If Samwraith ulti's there going into that fight, I don't think it would have been on cooldown. Oh, that's something else. But yeah, I definitely don't think it would have been on cooldown. But that fight's completely different. And now on top of this, I mean, Sync's gonna go do a Congar kill and easily get it. So things have
Suddenly
turned.
Mage Bane. Yeah. And now Mage Bane is an issue. 600 GPM.
Yeah. That's ridiculous how just in the blink of an eye it feels like just this game is completely turned upside
around.
down and in favor of Sync now. And, I mean, sure, they're still positive for complexity. I mean, Sandwraith is still a scary threat, but, you know, Riptide...
If they can, yeah. If they can isolate the Mage Bane, then it's not going to be a problem, but then they have to kill all the surrounding cast first. And, I mean, Formless is still just going for, yeah. He's not going, I think he's going for a Shrunken.
Yep. I believe so, as I like to call it, the battle build here from Sandwraith, more the right click, so wants that Shrunken instead to be able to kind of stand in these fights here. And not getting the Resto Stone at least yet, and possibly not ever. I mean, I would find that hard to believe. I figure you still probably want the rest of it. It's always going to be pretty good.
Yeah, but the earlier you get it, the better.
Yeah. The double
Like, it,
off.
yeah, now what we were saying about Masera getting a Shrunken, I mean, he's getting there. He's actually only 1k off, and then he has that as well.
Just mentioning going into that fight, how the Void Talisman seemed a little off, and I don't know if that really did a whole lot that fight, to be fair, but hey, they happen to work for him there, and the fact that he is going to have a Shrunken now, which, again, kind of in itself, is seeing a Void and a Shrunken is a little odd, considering they're both active modifiers, but I guess for their appropriate times, you know, as long as you're just on top of that. But
Yeah.
I was going to talk about Riptide though too. Again, Fuzzy Sloth. Not that he hasn't had a massive impact here. I mean, 2-1-3 it's solid, of course, but seems like he hasn't really been a scary presence, and that's what Riptide really banks on usually.
Yeah, I wonder how he scales into the late game now. Usually we've seen Riptides that, I mean, they do really well in the early game and then they start tapering off, but now with kind of a struggling start, is he still going to have the same impact? Like in the late game? I don't know, he's going very team-based items at the moment, making sure to be able to cancel the puzzle box, and then on top of it an Abyssal, Shrunken most likely the next item, and then I'm assuming a Soul's Bulwark into a Demonic afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's found.
Speaking of Riptide, easy find here. He's a shot. I was gonna say he's gonna need a shockwave if they want the kill, and good thing he did, because that could have possibly set up a turret if they actually did anything, Eye of the Storm, and then maybe got TPs. But they get the kill. And does he have a buyback? He does. He is sitting on that 2,000 gold still. They're gonna push in the top tower though, at least force it, or thinking about it here.
I mean, they have the Geos. They can just keep sending that in. They have Midas to counter push, but it's kind of risky for him to do it. Unless now Pebbles misses. It's strange that they didn't go in. That What You Got didn't try to go for it. I guess the Sandwraith ulti is still on cooldown.
Yeah, he ate the Mauler right there, Parasite, but yeah, maybe with the Mirage being on cooldown, that's enough to scare them here. Not want to overcommit. You see the tower will fall, but Sync is going to be pleased with that as they start to fall back, at least acting like they are. Will they go all the way back here? It looks like it. To steal some resources. Mage Bane nearly another 2,000 gold saved up now after already finishing that Shrunken Geos, the Whispering Helm that he has. So again, definitely a massive threat here for sure. Blessed Ore picked up on Midas is working out towards his own cheap stick.
That Astrolabe, I'm not sure it was the best pickup.
No.
They're
delayed
relying
the portal key a
heavily
bit.
on. Yeah. No. He got it after the portal key.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I thought I remember looking at it earlier and being like, oh, he had that, and that's why he doesn't have his portal key yet. But maybe I'm wrong on that, actually.
I don't know. He also had a bottle. Oh, top lane.
Honestly, that'd be kind of
Talking about
weird to
that.
me if, is he going to get away here? Maybe on it to warp.
Nope.
There's Parasite. A couple auto attacks, he's dead. I would find
Okay,
that
so-
really weird if you went in after the portal key, because, yeah, that would make no
Yeah.
sense to me. Anyways, he's dead. Sinks. It's now 7,000 goalies, 6,000 experience. And it's just like all sync here. It just feels like.
Yeah, I don't know. It does feel like they're not the most comfortable playing Sandwraith.
Build rot.
Oh, and they found
Find
Riptide again.
Riptide yet again. However, are we going to see a turn chance? Samwraith porting in. They're going for it. Behemoth in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. Obviously, Riptide dead as well, but Pebbles is able to get out of there with the
top
Shrunken.
lane.
Meanwhile, top lane, they're counter pushing. You got Pyromancer and Mageman going to be caught in that Arcane Vortex. Actually, this could be big for Complexity. They get a follow up here. There's a stun, but Mageman with that Shrunken head. He's like, I'm killing the racks and getting out of here. They can't do anything about it. Parasite, he goes pretty ballsy there. Ends up dying because of it, but they did end up killing the racks, and Mageman again, he does get away. So good job by Haxer in there, just focusing on the objective. Not getting caught up with all the fighting.
I mean, the Complexity still definitely have a chance to win this, but 700 GPM on Haxorn, it's going to be really difficult. I mean, Magebane is just going to feel so confident jumping into people when he has the symbol. And he has his Shuriken already, so after this, what he's picking up now, Wingbow? He's going to feel immortal, because the main damage they have is Midas and Cthulhu through, and Sandwraith, I guess, through if it was magic.
Yeah.
And that's all nullified. And then there's Riptide, who I think just gets beat up if he gets too close to Mageman.
Speaking of Riptide, he does have a Shrunken head. Again, just about finished now. But yeah, could really use some more offensive from it. Something like that Brutalizer. Would definitely give him at least another level of scaling here. Because right now it's building for more of a, I just want to kind of stay alive in these fights.
Yeah, and what you were saying about the Abyssal being strange, I completely agree now. He had a nice ganking impact earlier on, killing the Magebane once, but after that,
Yeah, it's not an item you get on a hero that's getting solo kills. It's just it's as simple as that, really. It's not that kind of item. So that's what really, again, they just kind of did it for me, at least, of what it's not that it's a bad item, it's just not the hero for it. For
they just
whatever
used
reason.
Formless's ulti for
I
whatever
saw
reason.
that,
and
yeah.
Isn't this just an invitation for the Hellborn to just go push mid now?
Well, I mean,
Or just go push A lane?
I guess there is the idea that, scouting with it it's a good purpose of it, and it's not the longest cooldown. But
But it just feels like they're too far ahead. Because, okay, the ultimate's now up in 45 seconds, but it gives them a free pass with the Behemoth and Pebbles initiation.
okay, yeah, that's true.
And when it's such a huge deal in teamfights that Sandwraith manages to delay or just completely stop the initiation from Behemoth and such, like, that's, I think, my main issue with it.
What it really tells you is that Complexity's just very scared right now, I think. Is that Complexity's playing a very defensive, very scared game. They're playing at least more of their old school style, you can argue. I don't know if they've really been doing this a whole lot lately, but a team that used to be, and still kind of, is known as we want to take this to the late game. And that's kind of what that really, again, kind of gives off of. They realize that this is not going to be an easy game to win now by any means. Even though the stats suggest they're not too far behind. At this point, it really has been all sync, and now you got that Wingbow on Haxer in here. Finish. They're just not going to have enough damage to kill him, it feels like.
Yeah. Most of the damage is magic, as I was saying earlier, and it's Magebane. Whenever he blinks, he gets fantastic amounts of magic armor. And they took the timer, I think, for Kongor, because they're ready.
Yeah, they're chilling in the pit. Maybe their timer was a little off. Pyromancer throwing out the stun, realizing... I think they realized that they went there like a minute early or something, because they're like using everything, yet nothing's actually happening. In the Conqueror
They're
pit,
blocking the spawn, you know, by standing there.
Right, preventing the good old Conqueror spawn.
Okay.
Yeah, they were a little
There's-
off there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Alright.
Keizu telling them.
Yeah. I don't know.
How it works.
Keizu would... Taking timers.
Well, they should be up within like the next minute. I think they might have been like a minute off, so.
Now I just need to check.
Yeah, right. But it's going to be coming up soon is the point, and obviously Sync is going to be ready to attempt Kongor here, as he does, and get another token from Mage Man. Will be the second one, I want to say.
Yeah, it should be up in like 10 seconds.
Okay.
There we go.
Boom.
Timestamps.
Timestamps are good.
Timestamps are great. But, I mean, they can scout it out at least. With the Sandwraith ultimate. If
There's
anything.
more, Samwraith might ultimate here just to try to scatter them, but...
No. That's... Alright, so now they're gonna push.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I mean, they're only 6k gold ahead, but Mage Main's unkillable, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he is.
Of course,
He
yeah, but Midas is getting closer to a Wingbow. I mean, not Wingbow,
Midas?
Sheepstick.
What? To really absorb what you just said right there.
Yeah, well then, not a Wingbow.
Okay, Sheepstick, yeah. That's kind of a counter Wingbow, you could say, so there's
Well,
that.
for ranged heroes getting a Wingbow, they lose the evasion when they're Sheepsticked, but melee heroes retain it.
Wait, really?
Yep,
Why?
because melee and ranged, I don't know.
Why? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I think so, at least.
Mage Bane? Yep, he is going to get away at the blink, but they want to chase this, actually. There's that Void Talisman. You see, they don't want to chase too far.
Keizu needs to give back the Whispering Helm.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's holding it.
Just heal off the creeps for a bit and then move on.
Maybe figure try to get it to him after the
There's the
token
Sheepstick.
gets used
I mean,
right
the
here.
Wingbow.
There is the Sheepstick onto Mage Bane right there. Cthulhu finally missed a trample, though, and now Mage Bane's got the Shrunken head up. He's going for Riptide. Now, Haxman using his Shrunken before the token use. That could be a little scary sometimes. Arcane Vortex coming out. Nobody dead just yet. People are low, though. Eye of the Star in the background. He's looking to go. Samwraith, meanwhile, he's chasing. Gets going to Behemoth. Pyromancer dead. Mage Bane is going to fall. Looks like... No, the Mana Rift coming out. Not going to be enough for the kill. He does eventually get it, though. He has a hat trick throughout all this. He's barely staying alive. A quad kill. And he has the token. You see purposely not killing him as Sandwraith. Trying to not give him full life right here, but it's just, you might have to, really, at a point. Okay, finally is going to go down. They want to
But
kill
no,
Pebbles.
Sandwraith might die.
Blink in.
Oh, no, he's
Nope.
not going to go for it.
Axtrins just likes the objectives.
I mean, it's... Yeah,
There you go.
I think that's game right there. I don't see them defending against it anymore. And Pebbles ported home, so they used another Sandwraith ulti for no reason.
Oh,
And now
yeah.
Behemoth can... Yeah.
He actually used it right there. Wow, yeah. Doing nothing
Symbol
essentially.
picked up.
Behemoth kind of walking it up. I don't know if he's trying to give him the Whispering Helm. Yeah, he was trying to, I think, but he couldn't hand it off to him. So a little bit of a misclick right there. And now
Oh,
Mage
wow.
Bane's caught, actually. So that little bit of a misplay could result in more. At least they're going to get Behemoth. That was definitely a misplay from Casey. He was certainly
Yeah,
trying to
but-
drop that off.
But Mage Bane used the Geometer's Bane,
Okay.
so he never got the lifesteal.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, at least Mage Bane lived. That's, again, the good news for Sync there, of course. And
He seemed so confident, though, that entire time. He was just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna not die.
yeah, no, he's got a full symbol now that he had purchased. At least I saw that being right-clicked during it. It's just a matter of getting the Whispering Helm. Obviously, Behemoth's dead, so he has to wait for that now.
Is he gonna wait there for 20 seconds? No, he's not. Okay. All right. So, what next? He has the symbol. He has a Shrunken Wingbow. He's 6-slotted pretty much. I don't know if he wants to give up the Ruined Axe for the pushing capability, but and the farm capability.
Yeah,
But
it
you
is
know,
too good.
yeah. And look, it's 800 GPM on a Mage Bane. It makes a difference than a Solomon.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah, no, definitely scared of this Mage Bane for sure. If you're this Legion side here in complexity, so I mean, I think they should probably realize or feel like even that they are a bit behind, and really only one more fight could be happening before we have to move on to a game 3. But they're gonna hang in here. Frostal Skull in the works for Sandwraith. Gonna try to finish one of those here.
I still would have preferred a Resto Stone so much more.
Oh yeah.
I think they would have won this game had he gone Resto Stone instead of the Firebrand Geometers, and
Yeah. God, it was that.
it feels so wrong.
When you
right?
really think about it, though, it's that bottom fight. The Sandwraith not using his ultimate going into it.
Yeah.
And then Sync was able to 5-0 it. And that's where it just completely turned the other way. So, yeah, the Resto Stone, yeah, the Abyssal Skull and Riptide, again, it was a little odd, but that fight is what really just completely flipped it, 180. And all of a sudden Sync's ahead, and they just kind of pulled away with it. So, items or not, I mean, really that fight is kind of the biggest determining factor. Behemoth is going to get caught here by Sandwraith and others. In fact, they also got Pyromancer off to the side, so...
And Pebbles, or Parasite.
Oh, Parasite's trapped in there as well. Yeah, Mage Bane locked down by the Arcane Vortex during all that, so just like that, 3 players are dead. Mage Bane, he's going in. He's by himself right here, but it is Mage Bane with a lot of farm, so it's not really a big deal. If your Haxer here comes in with a 1100 mana rift, and he ends up dropping Cthulhuphon shortly after, and he just wants... I mean,
But the Sheepstick is up again.
okay, so now they're going back in. They need Sandwraith here. He's going to come in, but as soon as he does, he just runs.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, Mage Bane's just way too farmed, is very safe to say here. He has a symbol still anyways. Yeah, he pops right there.
Like, he did get stunned, though.
Well, they're doing a good job of stunning him.
He just doesn't
running.
die.
They're just running. I love it. It's like they're just trying to kite this whole time, and yeah, he just doesn't die. He's doing too much damage. Symbol's going to be up in 20 seconds anyways. It's complexity should pretty much realize that this is over. They don't.
Complexity losing the game with Elephant. Hello?
Oh gosh.
Oh god, here we go.
All Cthulhu flying. Oh no, I definitely don't think that was an obvious factor here. But yes,
No,
your
definitely
point
not.
does stand. That Cthulhuphon is not a great hero. Was a loss here. So they're gonna get mega
Like,
creeps. That should be a fit.
On another note, though, I don't think that Parasite did that much this game. I haven't really seen the impact of Parasite except to maybe counter wards using the puzzle box.
That was an interesting game, though. I mean, again, that bottom fight, I have the replay right here, too. Just to rewatch that to remind us, again, how impactful that truly was there. This is a little bit later on in that bottom fight, but unfortunately, I caught it a little bit late. Anyways, the point is, Sync Esports, if it wasn't for this fight down here, then things are possibly completely different in this game in the finishing result. But this fight really set the mark. They got the 5-0. Mage Bane started to really start to take off from there. And as we saw by the end, they just could not stop him at all. He was one of those heroes.
Mage Bane just feels so strong now. Like, he felt immortal in that game. Like, they couldn't do anything.